Well, good morning, everyone. What a wonderful day to be here in Albuquerque. And I've been greetings from the well over 200,000 folks who serve every day in our senior corps, the 80,000 folks who serve in AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps Vista and the NCCC. Every day, people stepping forward and serving. And so as you all gathered here, I was thinking as I was walking in, there's a history of service here. So just for a second, if you'll bear with me, I'd like to recognize all in this room who have served in a variety of capacities. So first of all, would all of you who served our country in national military service, could you raise your hand or stand so we can honor you for your service to our country? Thank you. And this is a large group. Those who serve or have served in the RSVP, foster grandparent, and senior companion, who volunteer today, who are volunteered in the past. Could you raise your hand or stand so we can recognize all of our senior corps members here? Thank you. How about those who have served in an AmeriCorps, as an AmeriCorps member or AmeriCorps Vista? Can you raise your hand so we can recognize you? Thank you for your service to our country. What about those who might have served our country overseas in the Peace Corps? Do we have some Peace Corps alums? Thank you for your service to our country. And for all of you who are here who volunteer every day or every month, we recognize you for your contributions to Albuquerque and our country. So those of you who volunteer, can we recognize you too? Thank you. So today is a special day because today is the Mayor's Day of recognition, the county, mayors, and tribal leaders all over the country. We began this about 3 years ago, and now there are well over 3,000 elected officials who are recognizing folks like you and events quite like this, who step up and serve and bring out the best qualities of people throughout the country. I was telling Mayor Barry just a second ago that we're going to try to do the technologically impossible task of connecting Albuquerque and New York City. About 2 hours ago, Mayor Bill de Blasio on the steps of City Hall in New York with a group like this recognized folks who serve in his city in New York. And the idea was to have Mayor Barry and Mayor de Blasio on a phone, but we just didn't realize that 10 o'clock in New York is probably a little early here, as it would be 8 o'clock here in Albuquerque. But nonetheless, I wanted to convey that because it's this cross-country support. It's people who serve in New Mexico, people who serve in New York City, today being recognized in communities large and small for what you do every day. And what you do every day is important because you show and demonstrate to others the best qualities of America. You are the ones who aren't the ones who are talking and complaining. You are the ones who are serving. You are the ones who are getting things done every day. And not only does that help you, but I think it inspires a nation. You lift people up. You provide hope maybe to folks who have just about given up. You are the ones that say, our country, our community, our city believes in you. And so I'm here today on behalf of all of those who have served in New Mexico, all of those who serve around the country, to thank you for your service. You know, one point I'll leave you with is, as the director of AmeriCorps, it's an honor to be around folks who serve and have served for the last 22 years. Since 1994, 2,100 folks just from Albuquerque have served in AmeriCorps as an AmeriCorps member, contributing over 2.5 million hours of service, earning about $5.7 million of education awards. And so this community, this city, has sent people out to serve all over the country, and including in New Mexico, but communities all over. You live in a wonderful city, in a wonderful community, in a giving community. And so thank you for continuing that effort. Thank you for lifting up the lives of all those you touch. And above all, thanks for serving and caring for each other. It's an honor to be here, and congratulations.
All right, everyone, and now we have our city's mayor, Mayor Richard Berry, to honor all of you. And unfortunately, he can't be with us all day. Councilor Sanchez's mother has passed away, so he will be attending the services. But he is here to thank you guys, and we'll let him have a few words.
Well, good morning. How's everybody? You know you're special when the big guy from AmeriCorps comes to your city. There's 3,000 elected officials doing this today, and only one city got the big guy, Mr. Basil. And so thank you so much. We appreciate your words and everything that Wendy Spencer and everybody from your organization does in our community is tremendous. And I want to thank you and welcome you to Albuquerque. Make sure you get some good green and red chili while you're here. You'll never forget it. It'll make you want to come back. So we have a very special place here. I want to start by saying thank you to Sophia from my office. She is, I'm telling you, I know hundreds of mayors around the country. I don't know, I got the best staff ever. I've got the best dedicated. You have 6,000 city employees. I was on the radio this morning. That's why I couldn't be on with Mayor de Blasio. And I got a chance to talk and brag about our city this morning. And one of the things I wanted to brag on were our city employees, because they just go out there every day and try to do something good for our community. But that brings us to you. That brings us to why we're here today. We were one of the early adopters of the Mayor's Day of Volunteer Recognition, one of the very first in the country to say yes to this. And the reason I said yes right away when it was presented to me as a mayor was because as great as our city employees are, and as dedicated as they are, and even though we go out and spend almost $1 billion a year doing everything from the airport to Parks and Rec to fire and police and everything, and these folks do a great job for you, we cannot do it by ourselves. Government just can't do everything. We need you. We need your passion, your love, your dedication, the fact that you would take time out of your lives on a daily basis, and for many of you for decades, to do something that sounds simple but is difficult to do in practice, and that is lift up your brothers and sisters. Just take the time to make somebody's life better. Think outside of your particular circumstances that day. I mean, I know how it is. You get up, you're tired, maybe there's yard work to do, maybe there's a honey-do list, maybe there's family obligations, maybe there's business obligations. You all have things that you could be doing other than helping somebody else out, and yet you choose to help somebody. So give yourselves a big round of applause. And speaking of Mayor de Blasio, so Mayor de Blasio last year on his vacation came here. And he called me up and he said, "You want to have some breakfast?" And I said, "Sure." So we sat down and we had some breakfast downtown here in Albuquerque. And, you know, we didn't talk about big mayor stuff. We talked about our family and our kids. And then we talked about our communities, and we talked about how special that the people that we are blessed to serve are, and that's you. And so I just want you to know that the work that you do is thought of every day in my house. And there's always dollars we can put to it. So according to the bean counters, a volunteer's time is worth $19.71 an hour. All right? So congratulations to you. But you add up that one volunteer hour times hundreds of thousands of hours, and you're contributing millions and millions of dollars to the community. So there's the fiscal side of it that's really important to us. But I just really want to stress just the human side. Just the fact that this town has a huge heart, and we care for each other. We take care of each other. As I said earlier, we lift each other up. And our community is safer because of you. It's stronger because of you. And it's healthier because of you. And there's no higher calling in life than to help a kid, or to help a senior, or to help preserve the environment. And you do all of those things, and you do them very well. So what I'm going to do today, and I do apologize. Councilor Sanchez, his mother did pass away, and I really want to be there for the funeral. One of my favorite things every year is to stand on this stage and hand out the individual certificates, but I really want to be there to support Councilor Sanchez in his time of loss, so I hope you do understand that. And I also want to thank our sponsors for this. These people that are around the room that take the corporate responsibility to help us do this and to help support this: Newsenda Credit Union, Wells Fargo, Molina Healthcare, Sandia National Laboratories, Coca-Cola, and Chick-fil-A. Can we give them a big, big round of applause? Thank you so much. And a special thanks to Dathan Weems also, who's our ABQ Volunteer Board Chair. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And just everybody that's here. I'm so proud of us as a community because of what you're doing. So I want to read you the executive order for the day. You all look so excited for that. Let me read the executive order. And we call these the whereases in my world of elected officials. Whereas service to others is a hallmark of the American character and central to how we meet our challenges. And whereas the nation's cities are increasingly turning to national service and volunteerism as a cost-effective strategy to meet their needs. And whereas national service expands economic opportunity by creating more sustainable, resilient communities and providing education, career skills, and leadership abilities for those who serve. And whereas AmeriCorps and Senior Corps participants serve in more than 50,000 locations across our country, bolstering the civic, neighborhood, and faith-based organizations that are so vital to our economic and social well-being. And whereas national service participants demonstrate commitment, dedication, and patriotism by making an intensive commitment to service, a commitment that remains with them in the future endeavors. And whereas the Corporation for National and Community Service shares a service priority with county officials and mayors nationwide to engage citizens, improve lives, and strengthen communities. And whereas the city of Albuquerque is joining the National League of Cities, National Association of County, Cities of Service, and mayors and county officials across this great nation for the Mayor and County Recognition Day for National Service on April 5th, 2016. Now therefore, I, Richard J. Berry, Mayor of this great city of Albuquerque, do hereby proclaim April 5th, 2016 as Mayor's Day of Volunteer Recognition. Congratulations, and God bless every one of you for what you're doing. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks again.